It is the 26th day of January 2021. Good afternoon to you wherever you are and welcome to the midday news here on Pan-African Television. We're coming to you live in our studios here in Abban, Swanika Street of Accra. We're streaming live on Facebook at Pan-African Television. Of course, on YouTube at Pan-African Television. We're visible inside 46 African countries and other parts of Europe. Once again, my name is Abban. Now let's take a look at our headlines for today. Now today in our local front, combating COVID-19 pandemic, Ghana Medical Association urges governments to do more rigorous with measures in curbing the spread. And also still to come, Ghanaians react to surge of COVID-19 cases. And in business today, Insurance Bill 2020 receives presidential assent, ongoing NIC board chair. And on international today, human rights drops call on new as government to revise youth terrorist TAJ. Now this and many other stories coming up shortly, including sports and entertainment. Do stay with us, we'll be right back. Many thanks for staying with us. My name is Abban. Now to our stories for today. Now the Ghana Medical Association of Ghana has called on government to keep a tight rein on its measures put in place to curb the spread of the deadly coronavirus pandemic. At a latest release signed by the association's president, Dr. Frank Akonobia, and secretary, Dr. Justice Yankson, rehashes the increasing rate of cases recorded in recent time. That is an average of 600 cases daily. The group further enumerates the restrictions of social activities, cutting down of people attending the state funeral of the late president, His Excellency John Jerry Rawlings, and ensuring prompt supply and adequate supply of PPE and rigorous testing as a means of fighting the coronavirus pandemic. Now, in a statement released by the Ghana Medical Association of Ghana, and it says government should, as a matter of urgency, restrict social activities such as parties, churches, church services, funerals, clubs, and other social gatherings of much nature. The market should be regulated and as much as possible restricted. The government should restrict the number of people attending the state funeral for the latest Excellency Flight Lieutenant John Jerry Rawlings, and rather encourage people to follow proceedings on television and other social media platforms. And also government should ensure prompt, continuous supply and adequate distribution of PPEs to all health workers in the various health institutions. And also suppliers and vendors of the various type of PPEs, especially the face masks, should not take advantage of the new surge of COVID-19 cases and the increased demand for their products by scaling up prices. This in the long run will not inure to the benefit of the country in our quest to defeat the virus. This is a statement put out by the Ghana Medical Association of Ghana. Ways we can fight COVID-19. Of course, we need to adhere to all the precautionary measures and the safety protocols. Now let's move to our next story. Now, the Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kuma Abuaje, in a press conference updated the public on Ghana's current COVID-19 cases count. Dr. Abuaje disclosed that 646 cases were recorded from 17 districts in 8 regions between 21st and 22nd. In a speech, he stated out these districts with newly recorded cases.
In January alone, we have confirmed 640. January 21st, 22nd alone, we have confirmed 646 new cases from 17 districts and 8 regions. Kwale Klote, Ayawaso are the key areas where we are reporting the cases. Ashanti has 37 new cases in 11 districts in Accra Metro. Eastern Region has 19 cases in 2 districts. Western Region has 16 cases, all in Sekandita Accra. The Upper East has 14 cases in Bogatanga Municipality, and Northern Region has 4 cases from Tamale Metro. So these are the numbers we are currently dealing with. Ahafo has 2 cases, Volta has 1 new case, and the remaining 8 regions had no case, but they are having some active cases who are yet to recover. So if you look at, for example, Greater Accra, you can see that it's still concentrated in Accra Metro and its environs, whereas the districts far away from Accra remain quite relatively low prevalence. So you can see that between 1st and 22nd of January, Jewolo, which has a treatment, a testing center, like has about 574 cases. And these are the number of districts that has reported more than 10 cases in this period. And that tells you that the situation is quite alarming, and we need to look at that. Almost every district in Greater Accra is involved. This is a national and nationwide, but you can see that mainly Accra districts are the one reporting cases more than 10 and above. So what about treatment centers? We have, as I said, we have also reported a significant number of cases. And we have about 411 beds. What is currently in use, about 133 beds. And if you look at the next slide, you can see the total daily admissions since the 4th of January has been going up. And of that, we have severe cases, which is also going up, and critical cases are going up. And so that's the trend we are having now. The cases are going up, the people who are falling sick, critical and severe, are also going up, and these are mainly in Greater Accra.
Meanwhile, Pan-African Television News hits the streets to sample views from the section of Ghanaians on the likely possible second phase of lockdown, which may be necessitated by the alarming number of new cases. There's more to the story.
Oh, me didn't say na ewiase na ekono say awofo ni teachers for no ehwe mmofra ni yi efa no smart ni sa ni amane ho no
ankola no kasa enye hye no musho mu nse
ye awofo no so no se ye betumi a etwase ye hye ankola no wawo me dia me susu ni se si ye hye se na ekona ye no smart no ma ye fa ndi agro say na yare na ekwa nkrofo di nwa danse no adom bi na aso ye so aye ndi ye anye bi enso still nkrofo akika say aba
so jidi say yare ne wo
me jidi say bi wo me jidi pa because me kokoko hospitals me hu say na ne ama ekoso me jidi say wo pa enti ye mbo ye ho ban na nyame nso mboa ye nyame boa ne oboa ne ho
January way 21st and 22nd 2 days way yet me record 646 cases new cases would you say you call lockdown ebe boya
oh you call lockdown yeah ufo idie e de na ebedi ye also na ekoba what you say ye na ekoba ya nkwa aye ndi it is you call lockdown na e de na ebedi what you say so nka ye hwem so a ni kwan so anu so say ye dey ye call lockdown no say na be ya ye de be boy ye ho ban ye nkwa hia enso ye kwa da ni ye bedi de ni ye benom ye so na ye ko ene ye ba what you say ya nye bia ye be de ahwe mbofra no
say yare no embaye no na ye nhye dem hu say na hoden ne pharmacy be sia kwa magana to say no you say ekosro and education system no so no ensheda eni ahoden ni nyina so papa bia to say no say ka say ye call lockdown na ye kwala no ma tino fi ache omo sheda so ko school so omo sheda so usua ade bia nti no e be say de oman no betima ye bibi kakra bi de afa e ka say lockdown no ho na obetwentwa so kakra man kwala na tima ko school na say omo makwan no ma ba fie na say bia lockdown betima ba de no ye normal so ka say kwala na metina fie kra within lockdown mo ya be hard ya for no so ko school fees no so a we want to say hard because omo sika no nyina be shoe so the kakra metima kan lockdown de ba hard kakra because boys say street in your doorso and the brina so ntimi shada nkofie ya da bonten you know lockdown de ba hard
lockdown de kwa mo e say once you could de blonya ba o man muso ay tatwe ntino ne a se be ya o man ne kakra ansa ya ko lockdown this also dey na do mo ay ansa ya ko lockdown this say the pound watch too much boys black girls black o man muso ay tatwe ye hu ne e ko ntimonya ware o man no una kitam mpanifo mu na kitam ese mo ma na yede ekofom o ma na blabo na yede ma fom ma na ye ho ntoye nti sa dia ye break too much anu kwa do ken lockdown dey bi ntwam ne na musa ya le no se do ku ya bre
Some more stories to stay with us.
It's incredible! Bang on target!
Hello?
Oh, sound.
Okay, wait a minute. Why? My wife comes and send a message you. Hello? What's happened?
It's a child who's will be a quiet say what? A dear sir.
We signed for a friend. I'm so young. You are not testing messages here. And our office also. I'm trying to tell you, man. She says, I
mean, so we a guy manu and may young who could look cry. And also wants a family drilling company limited for Kana.
What's it then? Family Drilling Company Limited.
Ye two borehole, biofuel, biogas, swimming pool, plumbing works in Naso, ye be, Frey 0240 333 111 and NASA 0244 144 822.
Miampa and you want to do me see? Me want to will be here. Family drilling now. Family drilling.
What fashion is your last shit?
Me out with that.
And nothing I decided Truman capsules and so at their bread.
I can't think of what's a good deal to me, dear.
I will say, at the account, now you're bear man, and a wow.
Hey, Truman capsules. One mama ya bema bion.
Truman ye marima drew and mofra woni imfie dun watchi intumi num. Sa dwedi enkrato we FDA for hwemu agya tum say hye.
Now let's take you straight to the Apex Court. Now the Supreme Court has ordered the petitioner in the ongoing presidential election petition, John Dramani Mahama, to file his witness statement and arguments in response to the preliminary objection raised by the respondents latest by Wednesday, January 27th. The court expressed dissatisfaction with the conduct of the petitioner and warned it will take appropriate action against him if he fails to comply with the orders to file the witness statement and argument by the given deadline. These actions, the court said, could include the dismissal of the petition. Hearing of the case has been adjourned to Thursday, January 28, 2021. Lawyer for Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo have reacted to the ruling by the court. There's more to this.
Out his witness statements by the 21st of January 2021. First and second respondents were to file their witness statements on the 22nd of January 2021, incorporated with their submissions on the preliminary objection to have the petition dismissed for disclosing no reasonable cause of action. As was to be expected, the petitioner flatly decided to disobey the orders of the court and was openly defiant even this morning. I must say that as practitioners of the Supreme Court and as lawyers who attend to court regularly, we need to exercise a little bit of restraint in the choice of our language. It's very important because at all material times we are officers of the court. It's unfortunate the language used by my good friend Tony Lita this morning. It was a bit offensive to say that an application before the court has been predetermined. To say the very least, rather unfortunate, coming from my good friend, of course, and a very senior member of the bar. Well, the court did not take kindly to that. As it is now, the court has been gracious and very lenient to the petitioner because they've been given another opportunity to rectify the wrong. The petitioner has been ordered to file his witness statements by close of day tomorrow, which is Wednesday. The petition has been adjourned to the 28th of January for hearing, which is Thursday. Now I must say something. We are all legal practitioners. The Supreme Court is a very busy place. The Supreme Court is not a forum for organized, rehearsed, and choreographed theatricals or melodrama. It's a place for real, hard, and serious legal work. It's not for flurry of literature, long prose, and rather dull English, devoid of any legal merit. I want to advise my colleagues on the other side that if it ain't broken, don't attempt to fix it. We are ready for them on Thursday. Thank you.
Meanwhile, lawyers of the petitioner have expressed disappointment in the legal team of Akufo-Addo for describing their request to amend processes as theatricals.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the press. I am sure you are all witnesses to what happened this morning in court. The Supreme Court has given an order for the petitioner's witness statement to be filed by close of day tomorrow and for us to resume hearing of the case on the 28th. But before I go into what has happened today and other matters, I want to record our disappointment with respect to the language used this morning by a senior member of the bar and former president of the Greater Accra Regional Bar, Mr. Frank Davis. The language that he employed this morning is unacceptable in describing the actions of petitioners' lawyers as theatricals, in describing us as persons who intend to be intransigent and disobedient to the orders of the court. I am sure that Mr. Frank Davis knows that all the applications that we have brought are within the framework of the law. You are journalists. Please do a bit of research. Read CI 99 and please tell us where in CI 99 it is said that you cannot bring an application for stay of proceedings. Tell us where in CI 99 it is said that you cannot bring an application for interrogatories. And tell us where in CI 99 it is stated that as a petitioner you cannot bring any interlocutory application before the court. These are all mechanisms that legal practitioners employ, and we have employed them in a way that is not abusive of our rights within the framework of the Supreme Court rules. And so for him to employ that language is most unacceptable, and we take exception to what he said this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a fetish that is being made of 42 days stipulated by law for this trial. Again, I want to refer you to CI 99, which is the amendment to the Supreme Court Rules CI 16. Go and look at Schedule 2 to CI 99. The schedule is very clear that the trial is supposed to take place from January to March. Now just do a bit of computation. January has 31 days. If February is not in a leap year, it has 28 days. And then March has 31 days. That's 90 days for you. Was the lawmaker wrong in stipulating this period for the trial? The view we have taken of this matter is simple. That the trial is the 42 days is the number of days, working days, that the court is supposed to use in discharging the petition. It is not to be computed on a day-by-day basis. I also wish to make it abundantly clear that this is far from being a frivolous and vexatious petition that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has filed. The impression being created by the MPP, the ruling MPP, is that we came to court with a frivolous and empty petition, and we are just seeking to engage in theatricals so that the petition will not be heard. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is far from being such a person. If you look at the petition, it has two purposes. The first one is to hold the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Jane Adukwe Mensah, accountable for a violation of the Constitution. Now, if you have practiced journalism in this.
Now, the demise of Ghana's long-serving President, Flight Lieutenant John Jerry Rawlings, may mean his physical absence, but continue to live in the memories of Ghanaians and the world at large. The first president of the Fourth Republic has many achievements to his credit and was adored by many for several other reasons. Today on the news, my colleague Masaoud Fauzu has been finding out from citizens what fond memory of John Jerry Rawlings they hold. There's more to this.
Well, a disciplinarian, affable, charismatic, and one who believes in the principles of accountability and probity are a few but the adjectives used in describing former President Jerry John Rawlings, Ghana's longest-serving president. Albeit people's reservations about him, he lived to become one of perhaps the favorite leaders of the ordinary Ghanaian citizens. Today we are here on the streets of Accra to ask people, even in his demise, what is that fondest memory of him they hold?
Me kai papa no so pa gro and I say no bebu man na mani je ho because when ka hu se bola kra gugugu man mu when na abrason so na ne makwayi maye me tia me ka say me hu so kra na me boa ne ma nkoso bia timi ye ne opebia wo man mu but ono no sa ne ma no ompe opa gro penipa obuman ni bibia ye no me de mani so no pa
oh ne be mana ya kai de pa ye kai no na indiscipline ewo mine no mine ai basa oba ye no oda afei won say discipline eba o mine no na afei na previous they said indiscipline in everywhere and indiscipline ewo ho afei kronu so ba ye no be sese kronu me de be kai ni pa ye in the filling stations at least filling stations but bia sese filling station no ma ye bia flower ayi kakra wo ho no mo se me ma oman mu aye fe order e ba oman mu anu ni ade ba ko pa me ask for what me mu me de be kai no say discipline e ba oman mu oman mu so order so nim bibia koso fefe afei obia so na ewo ho ma obia ya hweye obia ya hweye abunyina abunya de a me de be kai no pa was the am kan for the time I was nka highway road no ebi so kwa obetu ma so kwa na tse ye enkoso kwa the camera spa Basho, your show say.
I your friend Salamat Abdullah.
Okay, I just salam Pacho. When is there no more kind of case?
Oh, well is there me kind of pa mra me ko school. No ba Kumasi. iPod. What disca, what she's come my ya school for na e tumi ka e fa. E no na me di kind of pa.
Sana no do ni pa.
Na me kind of do ni pa na me nim mpo asa na me be hu na me do ni pa.
Well, so today is the day 3 of the mortal remains of the former president being laid in state, and people or dignitaries are far passing the mortal remains. I have my colleague Gregory Amwa at the venue as it stands now, AICC. Gregory, if you can hear me, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Right. So now share with us, what is the current atmosphere at the AICC, the Accra International Conference Center? Hello, Greg. If you can hear me, kindly position yourself. Hello, Greg. Hello, Gregory. Can you hear me? Hello, Gregory. Hello, Greg. If you can hear me, position yourself very well so we can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, I think it's clear now, so you can go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, it's clear. I can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Okay, so the mood here is about madness. You can see on the faces of all the dignitaries who have been working in that everyone is very moody and everyone is reflecting on the former president lived. And as they walk into far past the body and they come out, you can tell that everyone is solemnly reflecting on the life lived by the former president.
Right. Now day 3 of the program outline talks about the fact that yesterday the president is going to far past the body together with the first lady. We are expecting the vice president and his the second lady, former presidents and their spouses, speakers of parliament and former speakers of parliament, members of parliament, of course. Have you yet seen any of these dignitaries?
Okay. So the security out there is very, very tough. Because of COVID restrictions and other things, it's pretty hard to get to talk to these people on camera. But I'm still trying to get to speak to them about what their reflection of the life of the president is. Yes.
Oh, so as it stands now, you've not been able to get in touch or talk to any of the dignitaries. Is that what you're saying?
Hello?
I'm saying as it stands now, are you saying that, or are you reporting to us that you have not been able to get in touch with any of the dignitaries to speak to?
For now, those who come in, the moment they come out, it's pretty hard for you to get to talk to them because of the security and COVID restrictions in place here. So the moment they come out, their cars are ready and they are gone. But we are still trying to get a few of them to speak to.
Right. Now, so what can you report to us on the COVID-19 protocols, adherence to the protocols?
Okay, so I think adherence has been spot on today. No one walked in without a face mask. No one walked in without being sprayed with various disinfectants. No one walked in without having his or her hands being sanitized. So COVID-19, the adherence to COVID-19 protocols have been spot on today.
Right. Okay. All right. All right. So as and when you get more information, we'll try as much as possible to get to you, and you can relay those informations to us. Right. Thank you very much, Gregory. Right. All right. So we have been in conversation with my colleague, Gregory Amwa, who is currently at the venue, the Accra International Conference Center, where some dignitaries are expected today to file past the mortal remains of the late President, Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings. We'll go for a quick commercial break. We'll return shortly with someone new. Stay with us.
Especially yeah 40 years and above no a fire prostate obetumenya prostate enlargement and after prostatitis se wokwa sabia na catch us with PSA level echo higher kind of say prostate no ho ya tochima se hu se wochim ansa na wadwonso wodwonso na emu apai anaso edu anadwo a wota adwonso a ene kind of hu se wonya prostate disorder. So to me didi ye anasa wata tene wapom anasa wonya daily supplement bia ebetumi aboa ama wo prostate no ejina na nan so sambare man chechire we a natural link company a womode pros love capsules a eboa mbarema prostate true man ana dinner capsules eboa emba efrichiriko obetumi afra mu.
It's incredible! Bang on target!
Still stay with us. My name is Abban. Now let's do some business story. Now the Ghana Revenue Authority says it is working in collaboration with the National Identification Authority towards merging the unique ID number of the Ghana card to be replaced with a tax identification number. According to the Commissioner of the Authority, Reverend Amishadai Wusu Amwa, the measure will take effect from April 1st, 2021. It's intended to allow taxpayers to use their Ghana card ID for tax-related processes.
Addressing journalists at a media soiree held in Accra on January 22nd, the Ghana Revenue Authority Commissioner explained that the replacement of identification will enable the organizations to share important data and also help identify and rope ineligible taxpayers, especially in the formal sector. Reverend Owusu said taxpayers will also not spend time in acquiring TINs as they will use the Ghana card identity number for tax purposes. He, however, outlined some strategies his outfit intends to undertake in order to achieve its set out revenue target of 60 billion for 2021. According to him, the authority has from January 1st, 2021 introduced the new excise tax stamps with enhanced security features which render it difficult to produce duplicates. The GRA had adopted strict measures for the distribution and monitoring of the stamps to ensure only recognized manufacturers and importers of excisable products receive them and are all duly accounted for. However, Revenue also added that the old and new stamps will still remain in circulation until the old stamps are out of stock. On the e-commerce market, the GRA Commissioner General says there will be vigorous efforts to ramp up the revenue generation of stakeholders in the sector.
Still on business, the outgoing board chair of the National Insurance Commission, Ray Ankra, has disclosed that the Insurance Bill 2020 has received presidential assent. Subsequently, the Insurance Act of 2006, Act 742, will now be replaced with the Insurance Bill 2002.
Prior to this, the bill earlier went through a second reading on the floor of Parliament back in December 2020. When passed into law, it is meant to replace the Insurance Act of 2006 at 742 that ensures the industry is well regulated in accordance with international framework and acceptable supervisory standards. Ray Ankra, who made the disclosure at the 2021 investiture of the Chartered Insurance Institute of Ghana in Accra, said the bill is targeted at increasing insurance penetration in Ghana, which currently remains low. He expressed his delight about the work and efforts made by everyone at the NIC, Ministry of Finance and Finance Committee in Parliament in helping achieve this feat. Over the years, the National Insurance Commission, Finance Committee of Parliament and other relevant stakeholders have made various amendments which are incorporated into the bill. The Insurance Bill 2020 also seeks to mandate insurance companies to comply with best practices aimed at protecting premiums of insurance-paying customers. In October last year, the bill was laid before Parliament by the former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta with the aim of strengthening corporate governance and increasing insurance accessibility, especially to the informal sector.
Now let's do some forex rating. As at today, 26th January 2021, let's look at the interbank CD performance as against some of the major currencies across the world. Now let's take the dollar first. The dollar is buying at 5.758 and selling at 5.764. The pounds, it's buying at 7.868 and selling at 7.872. Let's take the euro currency, which is buying at 6.980 and selling at 6.987. The naira currency is buying at 66.590 and selling at 68.326. The CFA currency is buying at 93.873 and selling at 93.964. So these are the major currencies performance as against the CD as it stands now, 26th January 2021. That's all we have for you on our business front. Up next is international. Just stay with us. Some international stories now. The human rights group have urged the new U.S. administration to reserve the Houthi terrorist tag. The group warns that the decision could have serious negative consequences, which will affect the import and supply of humanitarian goods, medicines, fuel and other essential items to Houthi-controlled areas in Yemen. There's more to this.
As many as 22 human rights groups and international charities have issued an urgent appeal to the new U.S. administration of President Joe Biden to reverse the Trump administration's decision to designate Yemeni group Ansar Allah, popularly known as Houthis, as a terrorist organization. The group warned that the decision could have serious negative consequences, such as affecting the import and supply of humanitarian goods, medicines, fuel, and other essential items to Houthi-controlled areas in Yemen. It could also jeopardize the fledgling and slow-moving peace negotiations to end the civil war and conflict in the country ongoing for the last 6 years, the organization said. In a statement released to the media, the group said, this designation comes at a time when famine is a very real threat to a country devastated by 6 years of conflict, and it must be revoked immediately. Any disruption of life-saving aid operations and commercial import of food, fuel, medicine and other essential goods will put millions of lives at risk. Organizations have also signed the statement, including international charities such as Oxfam, International Rescue Committee, Save the Children, Norwegian Refugee Council, Islamic Relief, International Medical Corps, Danish Refugee Council, Hallow Trust, Direct Aid, and Mercy Corps, among others. The U.S. designation of Houthis as terrorists exempts a few aid groups like the United Nations and the Red Cross, who can continue to supply them with agricultural items, medicines, and medical equipment. However, the licenses and associated guidance do not provide sufficient guarantees to international banks, shipping companies, and suppliers that still face the risk of falling foul of U.S. laws. As a result, many in the commercial sector will likely feel the risk is too high to continue working in Yemen, the statement said. As per the statement, among the reasons for making this strong humanitarian appeal are the already famine-like conditions in the country, with over 16 million Yemenis on the brink of starvation. As per the groups, the U.S. designation will further worsen the situation. Several international and local businesses may be forced to shut down due to lack of supply, as well as the international legal consequences they may face. The shipping and banking sectors are also likely to face significant disruptions, causing further delays for those organizations and businesses which are allowed to operate in Houthi-held areas. Another cause of concern is the expected steep rise in the prices of most commodities, including food items, medicines, and other basic goods. The incoming Biden administration initiated a review of the designation on January 19, 2 days before the president took office. Multiple officials in the new administration, including National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan and Secretary of State Antony Blinken, have signaled their intent to immediately review the designation and work towards ending U.S. military and logistical support to the Saudi-led Gulf Coalition's military intervention in Yemen dating back March 2015. Blinken, in his Senate confirmation hearing, described the situation in Yemen as the worst humanitarian situation anywhere in the world. More than 200,000 Yemenis have been killed in the ongoing civil war, and as a result of the Saudi coalition's military operations launched on behalf of the Yemeni government of Abdurabu Mansur Hadi against the Houthis. The coalition forces have carried out repeated airstrikes and bombing campaigns, including in many civilian areas, causing the deaths of thousands of unarmed Yemenis. The previous Trump administration supported the coalition's military intervention, selling its members' countries billions of dollars worth of arms, precision bombs, fighter jets, drones, and missiles. It also supplied them with important military logistical support.
So that's all we have for you on international front. Credit to our international partners, the People's Dispatch, for the international news. Up next is sports with my colleague Bless Alomaso.
Now let's do some sports update. The Ghana Football Association has announced the second window registration of players for the 2020-2021 season. Clubs will get another opportunity to augment their squad for the season when the transfer window reopens on Tuesday, February 16, 2021. There's more.
The second window registration for the 2020-2021 season will be open from 1 a.m. on Tuesday, February 16, 2021 and close at exactly 11:59 p.m. on Thursday, March 18, 2021. However, the international transfer window and the domestic transfer window will be open from 1 a.m. on Friday, February 12 and close at exactly 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, March 14, 2021. Clubs are to note that applications which do not meet the correct standard will be rejected rather than be queried, as queries are for only minor corrections. All clubs are to take note and transfer and register their players within the stated days. Also, there will be no extension for deadlines.
Now, away from that, Ghana under-20 head coach Karim Zito says the games against Gambia and Morocco will be the toughest for his side in the upcoming Africa under-20 Cup of Nations tournament. The Black Satellites will face Tanzania, Gambia, and Morocco in Group C. There's more.
Head coach of the Ghana under-20 team, Karim Zito, has stated that Ghana playing against Morocco, Gambia, will be one of the toughest for his team. To him, Ghana finds it difficult playing against North African side, and that Morocco and Gambia will be tough opposition when the teams clash in the tournament. Zito is of the view that football has developed on the continent and there are no minnows in African football. According to him, Morocco is a team that really disturbs Ghana a lot, as well as Gambia, and he is hoping to also prove his worth in the competition. He further stated that there are no minnows in the world of football now, and that they are going all out to make Ghana and West Africa proud because they are representing the sub-region. Ghana begins its campaign in the tournament against Tanzania in Group C. The tournament will commence on February 14th and will end on March 4th, 2020 in Mauritania.
Now let us wrap up with some UFC news, where Dustin Poirier defeated Conor McGregor in the main event of UFC 257 on Saturday night, stunning the fight world in the second round with a technical knockout victory. This was a rematch from 2014, which took place at UFC 178. McGregor won the fight with ease, but the second meeting allowed Poirier a chance to show off an entirely new game plan.
The last time Poirier and McGregor fought, the Diamond entered with vitriol and saw his night cut short as McGregor stopped him in the first round. This time around, a more composed and much improved Poirier used a diet of leg kicks and grappling to find the opening he needed in the second round to unload a volley of punches that bounced off McGregor's head and finished the job. Since they last fought, Poirier has gone on a 10-2 run with victories over 4 former champions. Although he was the number 2 ranked lightweight, he was still the underdog entering the fight. A composed Poirier never allowed the fight to turn into a brawl. He worked in a clinch game in the first round and along with the leg kicks. McGregor's precision striking was on display as he picked off his opponent with left hands, but seemed uncomfortable once Poirier got inside and secured a takedown. Unlike his last fight versus Donald Cerrone, McGregor soon realized he wouldn't be able to blitz his opponent like he did many others. When the second round opened, Poirier's calf kicks started to pile up and McGregor was wearing damage. That also prevented the Irishman from darting in and out with his movement. Poirier recognized that McGregor was compromised and began to mix up his strikes. After eating a left hand, Poirier sat down on a short right that landed and stunned McGregor. With his opponent unable to escape danger, Poirier rolled in with a volley of strikes that had McGregor's back up against the fence. A collected Poirier continued to fire punches as McGregor sought an escape before ducking right into a right hand that put the former 2-division champion down for good at the 2 minutes 32 seconds mark.
That's how we draw curtains on today's Midday Sports with me, Blessed Man Alomaso. Ivan Bansaban continues in a chat with the latest updates and entertainment. To stay.
Ramaphosa has expressed his deep sadness to the passing of South Africa's award-winning jazz musician Jonas Ngwangwa. Aged 83, the esteemed member of the Order of Ikamanga was a global recognized and awarded composer, arranger, producer, and jazz trombonist.
In a statement, President Ramaphosa said his thoughts and prayers are with Gwangwa's family, friends, colleagues, comrades, and followers around South Africa, the continent, and the world. President Ramaphosa said a giant of South Africa's revolutionary cultural movement and democratic creative industries have been called to rest. The trombone that boomed with boldness and bravery and equally warmed the hearts of South Africans with mellow melody has lost its life force. Jonas Ngwangwa ascends to a great orchestra of musical ancestors whose creative genius and dedication to the freedom of all South Africans inspired millions in the country and mobilized the international community against the apartheid system. As South Africans mourn the loss of many precious lives around them, they pray also that the soul of Jonas Ngwangwa will rest in peace. President Ramaphosa said. The citation for Gwangwa's National Order, which he received in 2010, recalls how the South African paragon enthralled audiences around the world with his artistry as a composer and all-around creative genius. For over 30 years, he traveled the world as an exile, collecting accolades wherever he went. In Tate, Ngwangwa narrowly escaped death in 1985 when his home was blown up by the apartheid security forces. A product of the turbulent but musically significant 1950s, he emerged from the humble environs of Orlando East in Soweto. He delighted audiences in Sophia Town until it became illegal for black people to congregate, and South African musicians were jailed merely for practicing their craft. In spite of the restrictions, he established and played with virtually every important band of the era, and icons such as Kipi Moekechi, Abdullah Ibrahim, Johnny Jadze, and Makhaya in Shoko. Jonas Ngwangwa has also been a compatriot of famous musicians including Ahmed Jamal, Herb Alpert, Hugh Masekela, Miriam Makeba, and Saifo Semenya.
Now, popular filmmaker Socrates Safo has described the donation of Dr. Muhammad Ibrahim Awal by President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo as Minister for Tourism, Art and Culture as one of the best things to ever happen to the industry.
The former CEO of Graphic Communications Group has been moved from the Business Development Ministry, which he had been heading since its creation in 2017, to the Tourism, Arts and Culture Ministry, subject to approval by Parliament. When approved, Dr. Awal would replace Barbara Otinjesi, who took over from Catherine Afeku in February 2019. Speaking on his appointment, Socrates congratulated Dr. Awal and mentioned that his marketing skills will be of utmost importance to the sector. As at the nomination day, Socrates says he was not surprised because he heard of Dr. Ibrahim's name from a close source. According to Socrates Safo, in position seeking like this, everybody lobbies. During the days they organized their Creative Arts Forum, Mr. Awal was there. He had it and was there uninvited. His love actually for the industry is basically priceless. With his marketing background, Secret Safo is hopeful he will succeed and make better amendments and initiatives for the industry.
So on this way we end today's midday news here on Pan-African Television. Do not forget to follow us on all our social media handles at Pan-African Television. My name is Abban, and do enjoy the rest of our programs.